Hello everyone and welcome to our lesson today about Philip's preparation of the Spanish Armada. We're going to be looking at how Philip was planning to attack England to save the Catholic faith. And our starter to begin thinking about is why might Philip actually want to invade England in the first place? Now, a reminder for you, if you're completing this as a live lesson in place of a normal lesson, feel free to pause the video at any time to be able to see the slides and make notes in your exercise book. If you're using this just for revision, try to anticipate what facts will be coming up next to test your own knowledge. So the answers to our starter, why might Philip want to invade England in the first place? Well, first and foremost, it might have been to do with his refusal of marriage when Elizabeth said, "I will not marry you because you're a Catholic and you were also married to my half-sister Mary I." To be a good Catholic and show God that he's trying to spread the Catholic faith. He may wish to get rid of Protestantism and the heretic Queen Elizabeth. He might want to test out the strength of his army. This might be to simply please God, or to continue fighting that proxy war that he and Elizabeth were having with Dutch Protestants over in the Netherlands. So by the end of our lesson today, we're going to be able to answer the following question here. How did Philip prepare to invade England? And a little reminder for you, if you're watching this as a live lesson, pause it at each slide to be able to make notes. If it's revision, simply listen to the video and anticipate any facts that are coming up next. So just a little review for us. We'll have some questions pop up and see how we're doing with our quick fire knowledge acquisition. So the first one. Philip had a powerful army in which country? Which year did Philip come up with the plan for the Armada? What was the problem with the harbors in the Netherlands? The Armada set sail in which year? 17,000 experienced soldiers were led by which man? Why was the Duke of Medina Sidonia so bad for the job of admiral? Where did the Spanish soldiers intend to land when they arrived at England? And lastly, what was a major setback for the Armada? Now, the preparations for the Armada can be summarized into the following three key points. Philip's plan, Drake's attack on Cadiz, and lastly, any changes to the plan that Philip will need to make. So Philip's plan in the first place, he first thought of the Armada in 1586. The Armada was to contain 130 ships in total. Many of these were known as large Spanish galleons. They would have extremely large cannons, the ability to carry lots of food and water, and to be at sea for a long period of time. The plan was to set sail down the English Channel, where the Spanish would meet the English Navy and quickly destroy it. After destroying the English Navy, the Armada would then head to the Netherlands, where they would collect 17,000 Spanish troops, highly experienced soldiers led by the very feared Duke of Parma, and they would invade England. They would do so by crossing the English Channel on very large flat-bottomed boats, and they would land at Margate in Kent. They would then sail up the Thames on these boats, capture the city of London, and overthrow and execute Elizabeth. All the while, English Catholics would help the Spanish army every step of the way during the invasion. Now, Drake's attack on Cadiz. The English knew that Philip's Armada was nearly ready, and they decided to destroy it before it could actually set sail and invade England. In the spring of 1587, word reached England the Armada was nearly complete. Elizabeth got Drake, as well as a group of English warships, to sail down to Cadiz, where it was being built to attack the Spanish fleet. On the right-hand side, we can see artist interpretations of what happened during the attack on Cadiz. And this is where Drake burned down much of the seasoned timber supply used to build barrels and ships. It was really important in stopping the Spanish, as high-quality barrels were needed to keep drinking water and food aboard the ships. If you used unseasoned wood, that would mean the wood would split, it would leak, and this would cause problems while the Spanish were sailing up the channel. Looking at Drake's attack and what really happened, there's a little bit of disagreement among historians as to the actual events of the attack on Cadiz. So when Drake returned to England, he was hailed as a hero for destroying the ships and the timber supply. His attack was said to have singed the king's beard, as it delayed the Armada for a year, but it didn't stop the Armada from happening altogether. When Drake returned to England, he reported to Elizabeth that he destroyed 37 Spanish ships. However, the Spanish officials reported to Philip that only 24 ships had been destroyed. Now, this calls into question who is actually correct. And we have to ask ourselves as historians, why would Drake want to lie to Elizabeth? And why would the Spanish officials lie to Philip? Now is a great time for you to think about the facts that you know and to try to establish who do you think was correct and why. After the attack on Cadiz, Philip was forced to change his plan a little bit, but there were some other problems for him as well. One of the major issues was in the Netherlands, there were no harbors deep enough for the large Spanish galleons to dock to allow the Duke of Parma soldiers aboard. Another problem that Philip was facing is his large flat-bottom boats that could carry a lot of soldiers would need to be built on the spot. It'd be quite difficult for the Spanish to make these ships if they're under attack by the English. The second problem is, if the English Channel is rough, which it often is due to weather, these flat-bottom boats would not be very stable and would sink. Now, Spanish soldiers would be carrying a whole load of armor and weapons with them, and if they fell into the English Channel, they would not be able to remain afloat and would most likely be killed. This is where things start to get worse for Philip. After the attack on Cadiz, Philip's advisors suggested that he delayed the Armada for a little while longer to get better prepared, and Philip decided to ignore this advice. He was so keen on setting sail in 1588, he wanted to invade England as soon as possible. Some historians argue that if Philip waited a little while longer, he could have strengthened his Armada and actually succeeded when he attacked. To make matters worse, in February of 1588, the admiral in charge of the Armada suddenly died, and this left Philip needing to find someone to take his place. He appointed a man named the Duke of Medina Sidonia. He wasn't particularly well qualified as a sailor. In fact, he hated sailing, and whenever he was on ships, he often got very seasick. And this was a bit of a strike against Philip and the Armada because they had a man in charge who was not particularly well qualified. Now, shortly after setting sail, the Armada encountered some severe storms as it was sailing up the coast of Portugal. It needed to actually seek refuge in a port called La Coruna and take on supplies and to make further repairs there. So from the start, the Spanish Armada isn't going the way that Philip had intended. It's been delayed by the attack on Cadiz. He doesn't have a very strong admiral in charge, and the moment that they've left Spain, they've encountered a lot of storms and have suffered problems because of this. So now we've come back to our central question as to how Philip intended to invade England. We know in 1586 he dreamed up the idea of the Armada and he would set sail within 2 years. He would do so by building 130 large Spanish galleon ships to destroy the English Navy. And it would set sail down the English Channel where it would encounter the Navy and destroy them very quickly. Once the English Navy was out of the way, he could then head on to the Netherlands to collect the 17,000 experienced Spanish troops led by the Duke of Parma to invade England. They would need to build the large flat-bottom boats, sail across the English Channel, and land at Margate in Kent. Once at Margate, they would sail up the River Thames to London, capture the city, and overthrow and then execute Elizabeth. And all the while, English Catholics would be helping the Spanish every step of the invasion. So that's it for our lesson today on the preparation of the Armada. Now it's time for you to head over to Show My Homework and complete the quiz. And make sure you do so 3 times before it is submitted to your teacher.